Does size really matter, or is it just an excuse to not try harder? Real estate marketing has been about spending the big bucks for a long time. But recently, we've had brands who have punched much higher above their weight by being more innovative and disruptive. And today on our show, we have one such guest from one such brand, Mr. ShashiShekhar, who is the Chief Sales and Marketing Head at GuruKrupa. They have been really smart with their spending on digital campaigns, and let's see what we can learn from their experience and from his journey in real estate. Be back with Shashi.
Okay, hi, welcome Shashi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks Digvijay. It's my pleasure.
Amazing. Yeah, I want to start off with your journey in real estate, right? You have been in real estate for such a long time. So, how did you come about joining real estate?
Well, I will share a small interesting story.
Sure.
I started my career with FMCG, and then that was the time when India was evolving in terms of financial products and financial markets, mutual fund, insurance, the exchange traded ETFs basically, and the future contracts and all that stuff were trending at that point of time. So I took a plunge in BFSI space.
Okay.
And worked with top-notch exchanges that point of time and spent good number of years. But suddenly, in year 2008, how the market has behaved at that point of time. That was the time, I got an opportunity to actually make a move in real estate. Though it was a very unpredictable market scenario at that point of time.
True.
But as I said, that's how a meltdown in financial industry led me to make a move to reality for that matter, because even though globally, internationally, things were looking very gloomy at that point of time in 2008-9, but somewhere Indian real estate market was able to hold on to the core, if not adding more on the revenue front, but they are still able to survive.
Okay.
And that's how with India Bulls I started in real estate vertical, and thereon since last 14-15 years I've been in real estate working with top brands, currently GuruKrupa developers, and wherein we have been managing projects across Mumbai and MMR. That's how for me has been.
Amazing, yeah, amazing journey. So, in fact, you have been in real estate in the most, disruptive time of it, especially in terms of marketing, right? The last 10 years have been really disruptive. How have you seen this change come about in real estate, the evolution of the marketing landscape?
Well, to understand reality or the real estate better, you have to break the timelines. There is a market scenario, I say pre-demonetization, pre-RERA basically, and then the post-market, the post-RERA days. Now what happens is during pre-RERA days, real estate to somewhat extent was working more in a traditional way, whether in terms of marketing initiatives was all the lot more driven by conventional methods.
Okay.
So I'm sure you used to you also must have witnessed brands spending heavily on conventional tools and
print, radio, etc. Yeah.
Yes. So if we compare pre and post RERA, basically, if I put it in that way, I think market is organized a bit more now.
Okay.
You can see REITs and all that thing coming into India in last 3-4 years. This was not there. This kind of transparent marketplace was not there earlier.
Yeah.
Even if you'll see in last 5 years, the branded offering have increased. If you look at now, you will see and slowly you will see more and more international people, international brands coming into Indian real estate market. That's how I'm seeing in last 10 years when I started and when I look now. There is huge growth in terms of sector is becoming more and more organized. The products are more and more standardized these days. Now focus is on not only in terms of constructing a building and selling it off. The focus is on right now is how you can create and nurture a lifestyle. That is earlier, there were a few good, nice projects we have done in 2010, 11, 12. But again, the most of the business was driven in a way wherein the product basically was not able to, you were not able to push the product, but you are able to push the price. Okay. Now, in current scenario, it's not only about product and price, but overall experience which you are selling.
True.
So that's a big change.
Exactly. I mean, in fact, like our observation is kind of like the same. Like the sales have become much more experiential than just about product or the pricing channel. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Amazing. Could you share the most, let's say, amazing or new or a different marketing campaign that you might have seen in the last few years? The most impressive one, either through GuruKrupa or somebody else.
Well, there's plenty, of course, it is difficult to remember campaigns, but of late, I think brands are really coming up with nice campaign. Recently, I saw that JP Infra campaign, based developer, dairy-based developer, basically.
Yeah.
It's nicely done campaign. I think I would put one of my campaign in that list, which we did, Freddie Shah. It was a very nice campaign, neatly done by Blueprint, our creative agency. So apart from that, I think few more campaigns, depends what medium you are following. So so my campaign, which I did recently, I think 6 months back, was pure digital. We are working on digital integration and upscaling the whole campaign via digital platform. And what we have witnessed is tremendous amount of community engagement. So for me, this is a fantastic campaign for us.
Amazing, yeah. Really great. Thanks so much for sharing this campaign. So what I want, the next question is more of how do you strategize your marketing campaigns, right? So let's say if you have 2 crores for your next upcoming GuruKrupa property, how would you end up spending it in terms of split between the different marketing channels and what would be your channel?
Well, I would be very happy if you just, I enter my account detail, you just transfer me that amount of fund. Okay. Anyways, the fact is, as I said, market has evolved. It has evolved not because the brands have evolved or say the realtors or the developers have evolved. It is a vice versa process, Now, customer, you want a good quality people coming into your project, customers coming into your project and buying, and if you're looking at reduced turnaround time. Similarly, basis this, the campaign philosophy has also changed. Now, for me, a campaign is primarily, I'll rather prefer to spend more on digital and tools which are most user friendly, interactive. If they just gave me a figure 2 crore if I have to spend, so I think anything around 30 to 40% would be my digital contribution. Nothing less than that, because I've seen it adds value. It adds value not in terms of just getting leads and site visits done. No, it's not like that. It helps set the tone. It helps set the tone when it comes to your product positioning, your offer positioning, engaging with the larger audience and all the market players. So if you're doing a campaign digitally and you are leveraging the platform from end to end, so of course end users will come, but it will also encourage your market intermediaries, like the channel partner, the existing clientele, the referrals. It engages everyone. It engages everyone. So I think 30 to 40% is what I think on digital and PropTech related thing I'll be, and then I think anything close to 10% just on curated content.
Okay.
Reason being, of course, we do try and create a 360-degree kind of an impact while planning for a campaign. But in order to achieve that, we definitely need to plug some conventional tools to support that, because still we have felt that there is a need for that as well. So anything around 30-40 digital and remaining 60% includes your your routine or the conventional form of marketing spends, and that's how I've been doing campaign in last 2 to 3 years. One more thing, Digvijay, I think one aspect we need to look into this in this question. See, a campaign, a campaign budget is an outcome of what business value you are targeting.
Yes.
Correct. So the moment say you are targeting a business value which is say anything, say the budget is anything around 1% or 2% of the business value, then I think the dependency on digital becomes all the more important.
Okay.
Because it helps you achieve two things very much aggressively. One, of course, leads and the customer data, which is critical for a success. But apart from that, it also help you improve. On various touch points. So you plan for a print ad, and say didn't work, for example. This might not be that good, or whatsoever XY reason, the day was not good, or XYZ. You don't have a fallback. But while you are using say digital and you are relying more on tech solutions and tech related platforms, you have a fallback.
There's no real-time optimization in traditional.
Correct. Yes. So that's why digital heavy is that I think is the future.
True. So just wanted to go from there to something like data analytics, right? So traditionally, real estate has been, and I'm being very careful while saying this, but much more gut-driven, right? But data analytics recently has made a huge boom or a huge entry into real estate. So in your organization, in your operation, how do you try to inculcate as a part of your existing processes? And most importantly, I want to talk about the customer acquisition cost. Now, this is something which is very, very important, but at the same time, a little more complex in the real estate ecosystem to calculate, right? So how do you inculcate both data analytics and how do you track your customer acquisition?
See, Vijay, the thing is, you have to look at cloud computing and how it has evolved in Indian business ecosystem. And then, see, data analytics is one extension of it, is one part of it. So while, of course, more and more brands are becoming dependent on it, you will see, like if I talk about GuruKrupa, we have a completely, a CRM driven customer experience, right from first touch point when a customer say fill a lead form, and by the time he visits the site and he purchase, or he books an apartment, to the time he takes possession, and then after taking possession, then comes the upselling or the cross selling part, which is like in reference. It is well embedded. It is well embedded with the platforms we are using currently. Now, the beauty of such things is, what you in between you mentioned about customer acquisition cost.
Yes. Yeah.
What happened is when you are able to see the journey of a client, that from this date to this date, this has been his behavior in terms of say this much time he took while finalizing a property. I know you have flexibility to capture all those information, and on just a click you have all the entire journey of that particular customer on your dashboard. So I think of late, not only GuruKrupa, but I think more and more developers are relying on such data insights, because see, it's not important that everybody is visiting ends up buying. So there are few people who will buy, there are few people who will be in your prospect, and they might be waiting for a right time. This with this data analytics, I think we are better equipped in terms of while we plan for a campaign, while we plan for a new product, we already know that in my system there are, say, this many clients who have the similar traits, who would probably can be mapped to the new product which I'm planning to launch. And that's where my pre-launch begins, and that's where I activate my my pre-sales team, and we get into that data churning mode, and much even we launch the product, much before we plan for a project launch, we have a set of people ready with intent to purchase. So and this definitely helps in bringing down the customer acquisition cost. One more important thing along with this, it helps the guys who are planning the digital campaign. It helps them create a lookalike audiences, and then try and optimize the campaign accordingly.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. So what would you say are the three most important metrics that you measure as in terms of data points in your work?
Well, I think it's very generic in a way that people talk about lead to walk-in to booking, and these kind of ratios are existing in the real estate from last 7-8 years. We also look at a few other indices as well, like the geographical assessment, because which micro market is generating maximum business for us. So what we do basis that kind of intelligence, we activate our on-ground team as well. So for example, I'm selling a product in Malad, and suddenly my system shows that on an average I'm selling 4 to 5 flats in Mira Bhainder. So what I'll do is I'll ask my on-ground people to interact and reach out to the channel partners there, and get into, because that small micro market is performing exceedingly well. So we use this kind of insight. Along with that, I have also seen if you look at platforms like say there are a lot many research platforms. I don't want to name them, but there are plenty right now. We are also using one or two such services, and we realize that they come up with good analytics when it comes to, say, the demand and the absorption in a particular micro market, and how what kind of product is moving, what is say what is the expectation, in terms of
Yeah.
what carpet sizes, in terms of what location they are looking at. So these definitely help us while we plan for a product. So even in product development, so we are right now in a process to come up with 2-3 more launches in the next 2-3 months. And the whole product planning was done basis this insight. That a smaller carpet or this segment, so a carpet between this range is moving, above that is not moving, but if you cross that, it is moving again. So there are interesting stats.
That's amazing. Okay, really cool. First of all, best of luck for your upcoming launches. So what I wanted to talk next about is the advent of your artificial intelligence, metaverse, and VR. Right. Recently, we have had a lot of PropTechs offering these solutions in real estate. Right. So I just wanted to take your 2 cents on where do you think the AI stands right now for real estate in terms of creating an impact? And do you think it has already become a norm, or it is still maturing, and there will come a point of time 5 years or 10 years down the line when it becomes the usual thing in real estate?
Well, see, I think if you look at a certain set of developers, real estate companies have already moved to have already integrated AI and virtual VR thing in their offering. But I think still we have not reached a level wherein we should have. You can still see another at least 5 to 10 years kind of a time frame when as a market will mature. In terms of see right now, I'll give you an example, a comparative to help you understand better. If you look at insurance, or if you look at mutual funds, or if you look at the data which is available at exchange like NSE or Bombay Stock Exchange, it is so robust. It is so. I mean, from a micro perspective to a macro perspective, the entire journey of a client, say an investor, can easily be mapped. Without any discrepancy, because it is a standard operating procedure. You reach out to say any central repository agency, and he is able to tell you that Mr. Digvijay has this much of portfolio and blah blah blah. Entire thing, entire journey is well captured and documented. I think if you look at US real estate market, they are already at this level wherein any individual entire history in terms of say the product which is using this, right from the carpet area to the cost to the mortgages, everything is well integrated and documented. At a click at a click, you have all the information. Now you know that whether he is a right client for me or not. In India, we have still dependencies because data is still fragmented. So your registration data is still not fully digitized. It is to some extent in major cities, but not pan India. Similarly, there are you also look at RERA for that matter. Details are updated periodically on RERA portals. So people try and use that to do some sort of research, but it is again minus Maharashtra and say 1 or 2 more states. I think RERA is yet to cover a broad spectrum across the country. So we are still some time away when it comes to AI, VR, and use of say such tools. To add. So I think another 5 to 10 years is where you'll be seeing more and more data-driven campaign, more and more, say, AI-driven campaign going forward. Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned virtual reality there for a bit. So have you ever thought about investing, or have you invested in virtual reality? And what do you think is the scope, the maximum that it can cover? Because as you can understand, real estate is something that people actually want to visit physically and buy, right? So where do you see the future of virtual reality in real estate? And have you ever invested or are thinking of investing?
See, I think during COVID, people have started taking it seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
It is there from quite some time, but as I said, it's fragmented. Not all brands are there. See, you need to create a marketplace.
True.
You know why people like to go check an apartment and buy?
Yeah.
Reason is they are unable to get a marketplace which is very much which offers a perfect market environment. So, for example, you would any day buy a share or anything going on your app. Just check into your app and आपने किसी XYZ company का share you have purchased.
Yeah.
But you are not able to do that in real estate because there is no marketplace.
Yeah.
So I think virtual reality, yes, we have used and we are currently using it, wherein customer can view the project, can have inventory, he can select inventory and can make a payment via payment gateway that are being embedded.
Yeah.
So we have been doing that, but as I said, it's again about creating a better marketplace, which is still missing. I think it has to have a kind of an open market concept wherein lot many brands are coming together, listing their product, everything. A buyer can actually go see and compare multiple projects at one time and can take a decision. Right now, a buyer will have to jump from one developer to another developer and individually, do that, which is actually is doing in a physical mode also.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds absolutely spot on here. So you mentioned brokers in the beginning, right? Or in the middle of our conversation about how you can activate brokers for a micro market which is performing better than expectation, right? So what's your view on brokers? How important are they in the RE ecosystem? And just beside that, what do you think of startups like No Broker, who basically not in the true sense, but in kind of way project the positioning where they feel that brokers can be eliminated from the value chain?
Well, see, if you look at say the channel partners, okay, they are an important driver when it comes to real estate. Okay, you cannot undermine their contribution. I mean, that's for sure. Because even in business terms, 65 to 70% is what they are contributing overall to sales. It varies from project to project, location to location, some 5% here and there, but average around 65% you can bank on them. Now, saying that these channel partners are not just a business entity; they play a very important part of being an influencer.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is, because that's what, if you remember a conversation just a while back, I mentioned about a marketplace.
Yes.
Now, these channel partners are like a 24/7 marketplace.
Yeah, true.
They are, for that matter, say in say Malad, for that matter, there is say 20 good projects, comparable projects, in a similar budget range. Probably a customer will find, he'll have to hop skip multiple searches, multiple web pages to arrive and jot down everything and then decide and filter it. Whereas these channel partners create a ecosystem wherein they have all this information handy. Yeah. So that's what I meant. They are a very vibrant player and they provide that kind of a marketplace for people who don't who are not living here in this vicinity and then they want to acquire a property here. So it's better, the channel partner is a better way to go about it. Now, see, similarly, the no brokers, I'll put no brokers, Magic Bricks, 99 acres, all these startups, all these companies in a similar bucket. Okay, few are trying to create a marketplace for channel partners like the 99 acres and the Magic Bricks. No broker is definitely working toward creating a marketplace for the consumer end user.
Yes.
But idea is same. Idea is that you create a platform wherein you are giving multiple choices and verified choices. When I'm saying choices, it has to be verified, authenticated choices, so that it helps a customer zero down to something. Okay, I want to physically go and see this. So I think the future is bright for this sector and all these PropTech startups because more and more people are finding more and more people are now comfortable doing a digital assessment via digital mean first, and then try and visit the site. So I think this also helps, the customer turnaround time from lead to walking to booking. Just because customer has already has been pre-cooked to extent that the TAT is really reduced. Earlier, say if he's requiring 2-3 visits to finalize, more and more customer will come because they have already done their primary research earlier. They'll come and just physically see the apartment and done deal. That's it.
Okay.